Hi, I'm Miss Delight and welcome to my channel. Okay, the video you're watching right now is the part 2 of the cutting and the sewing of a boot dress. This is the thumbnail of the part 1. In that video, I showed how I drafted the bustier pattern and how I went about the whole sewing process of it. Okay, so the video you're watching right now is a continuation of that video. This video is showing how I came about my flay, my bow, that's the bow at the hand, and the entire finishing process. So let's just get right into the video. So bringing up my up piece now, I want to measure around my waistline. That is, I want to know how many I have there. That should be my waist measurement plus my zipper allowance. Now, after you're done measuring it, we will know how many we'll use to cut out our flay. Okay, so we want to fold our flay. I folded my material into 2, and now I'm folding it into 4. So just see what I'm doing and fold just like mine. So arrange it equally, and like this how to fold your flay. You fold your material into 4. Okay, I'm sure I went about this folding using a pattern paper. So imagine this pattern paper is our fabric. Okay, I'm trim out these excesses first. So now take this pattern paper as our material, like as the fabric we're working with. So now I want to fold this into 2. So just say I'm folding it. You make sure it's equal at both sides. Okay, so now that it's equal at our up part and our side part, okay, that's done. So now I want to fold it now again into 2 again. So I'm going to keep my hand at that point and I'll fold it again, like kind of making let's call it a triangle. So this is just it. So at that point, this part, that's where we're going to take our measurement from. So this is how to fold your material. So now that's mine. I folded mine into 4. So now you're going to divide your waist measurements. You add let me say 20. You can add 20 or more than 20 inch to your waist measurement, then divide it by 4. Okay, so what I did here is my waist is 35, so I did 35 plus 35 divided by 4. So I have 17.5, and that's what I'm marking out right now. So I added my waist measurement time, like my waist measurement is 35. I added another 35 to it. So if your waist measurement is 20, add another 20 to it, then divide it by 4. That's what you get up. So next, you want to get the length of our flay. So you're going to minus your half length. Minus it out, then you get the length of your flay. That's the length you want your gown to be after minusing your half length. Don't forget to add your extra 2-inch allowance. So now I'm going to connect the points. Okay, so I forgot to mention the only reason we added our waist measurement times 2 is because this flay will have gather. It's a flay, yes, but will gather. That's why I did my waist. That's why my waist is 35. I did another 35 to it. So at this my waistline, I decided to just go down by 1 inch. So I'm going down by 1 inch from my waist measurement. Okay, I'll cover it. So I'm just increasing the what I have at my waistline. I will put that 1 inch I took out at the waistline. I'll add it back at my full length of my flay. So look at it. I'm adding back that 1 inch. So if I don't add this 1 inch, the length of my flay will short. So I'm adding back that 1 inch I went in at my waistline. So I'll add it back at my full length of my flay. Okay, so now that's done. We're going to cut it now. I'm going to cut at that line and I'm going to cut at that line. Don't forget. So I'm cutting at the second line at my waist. Then I'll cut the second line at my full length of my flay. Okay, so this is what my flay is looking like. My waist circumference is going to be 35 plus 35, that's 70. So I should have 70 at my waist circumference. So this is my flay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make a gather stitch at my waist circumference, and I will gather it. So make gather stitch around your waist circumference. Then I'm going to pull my gathers to my actual waist measurement plus my zipper allowance. Don't forget to use a chalk to mark the wrong side of your fabric. Okay, so I've made gather stitches and this is how it's looking like. So now I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to bring my net. I actually used a net for this. Okay, so I have this hard net. This is 2 yards. So now what I'm going to do with this net, I want to fold it into 4 parts. I'll first fold it into two. Then after folding into two, I will fold it again so it can be four. Then I will cut it out. After cutting, you should have 4 pieces of this. Next, you join those 4 pieces together, like so it can give you a like by length. You join it by length. Then you make gathers on it, like just the same way you made gathers on the flay. Okay, so now this is the upper part of my gown. So that's my bustier part. So I want to join this my flay to it. So not forget to place it front to front. That's right side to right side. So now you're going to make sure that this gathers is going to be the same measurement as your waistline. So make sure you equally spray the gathers. So you're going to use your pin to hold it down at both sides. Then draw your gathers until it is the same measurement with your bustier. Okay, so after pinning this, you will join it like you top stitch on top of this, joining your flay and your front that on your bustier together. Then you bring up that net that you made gathers. Then you place it on top of your flay and equally top stitch it so that like top stitch it on top of it. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I actually lost the footage of me doing that. So just place your gathered net on top of your flay. Like the same way your flay is placed on your bustier, place that gathered net on top of your flay the same way, then you top stitch on top. Okay, so I've joined my upper piece to my lower piece. So this is just it. Look at my net, my gathered net, and that's my flay. Okay. So next we want to like put our zipper. So I'm going to fold this into two. Like so my two back pieces will be touching each other. Make sure they're equal to equal. Then use your pin to hold them down. Now you put your pin all the way from top to like from top to bottom. Okay, so after doing that, you're going to bring up your zipper to determine where you want your zip to stop. So okay, so I tried to go down by 2.5 inch from my half length. So like my zipper will stop at that part. Okay. So after doing that, I will mark like my 2 inch zipper allowance all the way down. Okay, so now that I know where I want my zipper to stop, I'll make a stitch there and sew all the way down. Then I will attach my zipper to it. That's using our 2 inch zipper allowance. Use our 2 inch zipper allowance to attach our zipper. Okay, so this is how my zipper is looking like. So next, you want to go ahead to iron your flay down and that neck down because you wouldn't like how it looks like without being ironed. So you iron your neck down, iron your flay down so that it wouldn't stand too much because that net is very very hard. So you want it to kind of fall to give you that kind of effect we need. Okay, so now I want to show you how I made my bow. So I folded my material into two, and by length I will have like let me see. Okay, by length it's 25. So I have 25 there. So I'm just marking out that end part of the material because I don't want it to show on my bow. And by width I have 10 inch. So I'm working with 25 by 10. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and cut this out. Okay, so after cutting this out, I will fold this into two and I'll cut it at the center. So what are these? After cutting the center, I'll have two pieces. So that two pieces, one for my like one each for each hand. That's one for each hand. Okay, so that's done. Now to sew around it. I'll equally do the same for this other piece. Okay, so I've sewed around it and this is how it's looking like. So just trim out the excesses. Okay, so after cutting this, you want to get the mid, like you want to um cut one part open. So like you get the center of it, then you cut that center open. That part we're cutting out, it's how like it's how I want you to turn this up. So just cut it like you see me cutting mine, then you turn it up. So I'm going to use my scissors to like try to arrange it very well. Okay, so you can go ahead to iron this down flat. Now I will equally repeat the same process for this other part. Okay, so this is how it's looking like. So now I want to get the midpoint of this. So I'm going to fold this into two. Then I will mark the center. Then I'll use my ruler to make a straight line. All right. So now that line now is the part we're going to use to do our gathers. Like just see what I'm doing and do yours like mine. So here I have printed it and look at it's giving me my bow. I will show you another way to do this too using your needle and thread. So this is have been hand printed, and the next one would be if you want to use a needle and thread to print it up. So you just what you need to do is get your needle and thread. Don't forget to tie the end of your thread. Now you're going to use your needle to make say running stitches around like along the line. So just see what I'm doing. I'm kind of passing it in and out of the material at that line. Okay, so now that I've reached the end, I will pull my thread, pull my needle, sorry, and look at this our bow. So now I'm going to tie this up. Like I'll use my thread to tie this. So you can tie yours like you see me tying mine. So use your thread first to round it so it can be firm. Then you can now stitch it up. Oh sorry, and you cannot lock your stitches. So I will repeat the same process for this other bow, like this other material I cut out. Yeah, for that. Okay, so this is my bow. Like I'm done. So now I want to make I don't know what I'll call that. Would I call it a strap? I don't know that two things that's at the bow. I don't really know the name, so I want to cut this out. By length, you can use 10, 11. So I'm kind of making it have a curve at the end. Then I'm using the width is 2.5. So just see what I'm doing. Just know that length is 10 and the width is 2.5. Just make a curve at the end, like you see me making a curve to mine. Then I will cut this out. Now I'm going to repeat the same process for I want to cut it again into three parts. So I can have two for each bow, two for each bow. So the total of that thing should be four. Yes, it should be four. So just fold your material into two and keep on cutting until we get the total of four. Okay, so this is it. I also went ahead to make a strap to cut a strap. I don't actually know how many this is. It can be, let me say, maybe it's 7. Then I want to turn it up after cutting it into two. So I have 3.5, 3.5 each. So I'm turning off this strap. And I will turn up the other strap. So this strap is going to be at the center of our bow. So I'm just turning it up right now. Turn up the straps. So you see one part is sealed and the other part I cut out is not sealed. So just make sure your strap is looking like mine. So I've turned this up. Now I want to go ahead and iron it flat. Okay, so I've ironed it. Now I have my gun, my candle gun. So I want to use this candle gun to I'll use this candle gun to make this bow. I tried using my needle and thread, but it was quite hard because Mikado is actually hard. So I couldn't pass it through. Like I couldn't stitch it up. So I decided to use my candle gun for it. So now I've brought out this. I really don't know what to call this. Okay, so I have two of that thing and my one strap, and now I'm picking up a bow. So you turn this bow over to that part where you have a hole, that part you made a hole, that's going to be the back of a bow. So now I'm going to making printings on that, what I call it, the big strap. Yeah, big strap. I'm kind of making printings on it, and I'll make prints on that bow, another strap, big strap, sorry, let me call it big strap, I don't know what the name. So now this how it should look like this how your bow should look like. So now I'm going to bring my gum, sorry, and I will like place it on this and make my gathers, like I'll make hand gather it so I can get that gathered effect. So now I'm done, I'll place more gum on top. I can place it on my bow. So just see, I'm placing it like slanted. Just so how I'm placing mine, place lock yours like mine. It shouldn't be straight, it should be like slanted. So yes, to place yours like you see me placing mine. And when it sticks, I will repeat the same process for my other big strap. Placing my gum, I will then place it on my bow like slanted. It shouldn't be straight. So now that's done, you make sure it's sticking very well. And please, if you're using a gum, make sure you don't smudge them all over your bow, so that like so it will look neat. So the part of this that I didn't turn up, I'll place it at the center, and I'll make it go round, make sure it's kind of tight. So I make it go round, just what I'm doing and do yours like mine. So okay, so that's done. So now I'm going to open it up so I can rub my gum on this. So I'm going to place my gum on the center of my this thing of my bow. You can also place the gum, you can also rub the gum on the mini strap, anyhow, as long as it sticks. So placing, I'm going to now gum it on top. Make sure it sticks very well, like hold it until it sticks. Then I will open the front part. I also put my gum again on that part. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but just watch the video and like do yours like how you see me doing mine. I'll take it all the way to the back and continue sticking until I stick this my strap onto my bow very tightly. And you press it tight. So this is just it. I've made my bow. So I'm going to like repeat this entire process again for the other bow. And this is how my two bow is looking like. I mean, it's pretty. Okay, so now we're done with the bow. It's time to attach it to our gown. Okay, so bringing up my gown, I want to get the midpoint of my strap, like at my of my strap, to get the center of this and make a mark there. So that is where our bow will be. You can do the same for the other side. Get the midpoint and make a mark. Okay, so now that's done. I'm going to pick up my bow and then place your bow like how you see me place mine. So place like that. The middle part should be at that mark we made. So now I'm going to use my gum. I'm going to rub my gum at that part and I will attach it to my sleeves. You can use your needle and try to sew this if you don't use your gum. But I've tried sewing and it's quite hard. So I tried to use my gum for this. So now look at what I'm doing and do yours like mine. Now, if you want to use a gum for this, I will tell you to use candle gum. Sorry, because it's quite hard. Okay, so now that I'll press this flat, like press it very well, so now my like it can attach very well. Now I'll bring up the other part of the other bow, sorry, and I will place it the same way I place the other one. So just place it like you see me placing mine. Here is our final result. So this is how the gown is looking like final. We're done. This is how the gown it's looking like. So thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that I can be encouraged to post more content. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video.